Hello, this is Michael Daskalakis, and today I'm going to talk about how to overcome neediness. Now it's a new video, a new day, and hopefully one day closer to reaching that vision that you've written down and you're working towards. So just a quick side note before I get into this video, make sure you have set your goals for the week and make sure you understand what obstacles you're going to have to overcome, what distractions you're going to have to avoid. For me, a big distraction is social media. Like I said in my last video, 2.5 hours every day the average person spends on social media. So how you're going to turn off those notifications, make sure your time on social media is efficient, do something that uplifts you, inspires you, connect with someone on a group, and move towards your vision. So now that we have that, let's get straight into it, how to overcome neediness. Now, neediness is a really bad thing in relationships and in career. I've said this in a previous video, the very best negotiators are always willing to walk away from the deal if it doesn't suit them. They're not desperate for a deal or anything like that. And in relationships, nothing that drives away someone quicker, a friend, a lover, more than neediness. So I'm going to talk about two concepts that really revolutionized my life in terms of neediness and how I've overcome it. Neediness starts when we feel like we can't reach our own needs, so we need someone else. So it begins with self-sufficiency and self-reliance. The belief and ability and competence and confidence that you can meet your own needs. So that's the first step, meet your own needs. Next, and I came across this concept reading a book called No More Mr. Nice Guy, and it's a concept called have a great cake of your life. Now this was in relation to living your best life, and that's what this channel is about. So what does it mean to have a great cake of a life? Our life can be seen as a cake where we have all the ingredients. And when we're in a relationship, sometimes we make the other person the cake of our life. Or in a negotiation, we put all our value on the outcome of that negotiation. So a good cake of a life is having your life handled. So that is having hobbies, having a career, having rest time, having personal time to recover, and stuff like that. So you should never make another person the meaning of your life. It sounds kind of contradictory, but I want to make you your priority so you can get your needs met and then move towards self-actualization. Remember, I mentioned Maslow's pyramid in a previous video. You have to have your basic needs met to reach that high peak of the pyramid where you're living self-actualized and unfolding your dreams, which is two components, like I said before. It's having that internal present moment, allowing yourself to feel, and the second priority, which is accomplishing things and moving towards your goals. So for me, I'll use myself as an example. What's part of my life's cake, and how can I invite someone to be the cherry or the icing on top of the cake and invite them into my lives as opposed to making them my life? Because that's what neediness is about, when you make another person, another situation your meaning. You don't want that. Like I said, it sounds selfish, but make yourself a priority. So for me, things like going to the gym on a regular basis, reading and learning on a regular basis, having time alone so I can reflect and re-energize, as I'm an introvert. If I spend all my time around other people, I feel drained, tired, and I kind of lose myself. So I need a lot of time to be alone. And I like to say, I need this time now for myself so that I'm with you, I can be more fully with you. So then career is a really big important thing. And my hobbies, such as YouTube, which I'm trying to turn into something more. So that's my cake of a life. So I challenge you to ask you, what is your cake of a life? And how can you live a full life and then invite someone into it as opposed to making them your life? And the next point, and my last point of this video, is set boundaries. Now there's a psychological theory of fusion, where when you spend time, and it applies mostly to family, but it applies to people you spend a lot of time with, you tend to fuse and lose yourself in a group or in a family setting. So a big thing to overcome this is differentiation. And differentiation means making yourself an individual, recognizing your unique needs, and things like that. Wow. Okay. So how can you differentiate? You have to understand what your unique needs are and move towards meeting them and defusing. Sometimes for me in my life, I feel like other people's wants and expectations for me really largely influence me, so I have to pull back and filter that. And as a side note, as we're moving towards a vision, our dreams, our highest self, we receive criticism and doubt from others. So what I want you to do is build that desire and that confidence just by allowing yourself to be here now and feel, in order so your inner voice becomes louder than the critics and the outer voices. And that's how you know you're on your path. And that's how you know you have a burning desire. I borrowed that term from Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich. Build that desire, and that will make you unstoppable. And a big part of that is make you more persistent. And on a long enough time frame, if you persist and don't quit and learn from your mistakes, you can achieve more than is possible. So set boundaries. You have to learn to say no. No to requests that don't move you towards your goals. No to things that don't energize you. And no to requests that drain your time and distract you from your priorities. So saying no could be to an invitation to a night out. They know they'll be drinking, for example, and you don't want to drink. That's setting a boundary. Or saying no when someone makes a request that will consume your time and move you towards your goals. So that's it. I said 2 at the beginning of this video, but it's really 3. Self-reliance, meet your needs and no one else can meet them for you, and remember that. 2, have a great cake of a life, build a life that you want to live, filled with your passions, hobbies, and career, and don't make someone else your life, invite them into your life. And the last thing is set boundaries. Be able to say no in order to move towards your vision quicker. That's it. This is today's video. I'll see you tomorrow.